Yeah, we're here on Locked On Blue Devils. I'm JJ Jackson, joined by one of the newest commits for the Duke football program. Running back CJ Givers is here with me on the program today. CJ, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for asking. You got a big smile on your face. I'll start with an easy question here that everyone wants to know. Why Duke, man? Why did you make the decision to commit to the Blue Devils?
I mean, what Coach Diaz is building there is special, and I really wanted to be a part of it. I mean, Coach Foster, running back coach, great guy, great man, and I feel like he can really develop me. And obviously, Duke speaks for itself when it comes to the academics, so that's a no brainer for me. And I feel like when it comes to the academics and the football piece of it, it's best of both worlds.
It's hard to beat. I understand certainly making that decision there. So let's talk a little bit about the timeline that's in front of us here. When you're going through your football career, when did Duke first appear on your radar? When did they first reach out? What did that look like?
Yep. So actually I've been getting recruited by Duke since the last running back coach, Coach Simmons.
Yeah.
And so he came to my school, I want to say like early November. And he offered me like late November. And it was kind of like didn't really talk to him much after he offered me. And then when Coach Foster left Northwestern and went to Duke, he called me and kind of picked up the recruiting. And probably I want to say maybe a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, I was up on campus, really enjoying that. And then I want to say I went to a spring practice, and so that had a great time there as well. Saw some good stuff, and then obviously on the official visit. So that's kind of the timeline of all.
Yeah, and able to lock it in and secure a commitment a little bit after that concludes. So going back to that offer that you receive, I mean, what is that moment like? You are a recruit that's had so many college offers, but to have one come through from Duke, how did that play out? How did you find out that a scholarship was coming your way?
Yeah, so Coach Simmons, he just called me. It was at nighttime, just a regular school day, and he called me up and just let me know that they want to offer me. And I was really appreciative of it. Really cool to get an offer from Duke. One of the more well-known colleges in the world, and so it was pretty awesome. And I mean, I felt pretty good about myself.
Yeah, I mean, beyond the world in the Southeast, certainly that's a recruiting footprint that Duke's been kind of tapped into for quite some time. Was Duke a school that you had wanted to hear from?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been getting recruited by mostly ACC schools, and so I was absolutely wanting to get recruited by Duke. I mean, obviously they're one of the best in the business, so it was really cool to get recruited by them.
ACC, I'm glad you brought it up. It's a conference that has continued to expand and had certainly its heyday. And I think in the future, we're going to see much more high level football being played in that conference. When you think about getting to compete every single Saturday in the ACC, does that fire you up a little bit? What thoughts do you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the ACC is a growing conference. I mean, they're getting better and better each year with, I mean, they got some really good teams in that conference that are going to be really good at football for a long time. And I feel like Duke can be one of those teams as well. So being able to go out there, with the Blue Devils and compete against that really good ACC competition is huge. And I mean, the ACC is known for, not known, but like they put out a lot of good players in the NFL. So it's exciting to go out there and play against that type of competition.
All right, CJ. So if someone has never watched you play football before and you were asked to kind of describe your playing style or what they would see if they turn on the highlight tapes, what would you say? How do you answer that question?
Yep. So ever since I was younger, I kind of tried to model my game after Alvin Kamara. He's one of my favorite backs growing up. And so I'd like to say, kind of the shifty back, I can get the dirty yards if I need to. I'm a pretty big guy as well. So I can get like the 1-2 yards, but also I can hit the home run, make some people miss in the open field, catch the ball at the backfield and pass block as well. So I would just say I'm all around 3-down back that can do it all.
And is Duke seeing a similar forecast for you? Like, are they letting you know those things that you like? Like, yes, we see you as a possible 3-down back and all these things. What have those conversations been like with Duke?
Yeah, no, they absolutely want me to do all those types of things there. I mean, Coach Foster, he's showed me, how I can thrive in that offense, and it's doing all those things.
What's it been like getting to know Coach Foster? As you said, he comes over from Northwestern, getting set to take over that running backs room, and he's been your primary recruiter.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Foster, he's a great guy. He was recruiting me when he was at Northwestern, so I'd actually known him.
Okay.
And when I heard he got the job at Duke, I was pretty excited and got that call from him. It was pretty awesome. So been building this relationship for probably around, I want to say 8 months now. So known him for a good bit, and my parents love him. And, I feel like I've known him for my whole life. So it's a really good relationship between us two.
Yeah, Duke's a little closer to home than Northwestern is, so that'll work out nicely for you there.
Yeah.
So as we look at the staff, though, and continue to talk about the visits that you've had and conversations, I know a lot of times coaches will make visits across the Southeast, and I'm not sure if you've had any school visits or anything like that from folks on the Duke staff. But on the offensive side of the ball, offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer, what's it been like for you getting to pick his brain a little bit and get to know him?
Yeah, I mean, I love talking with Coach Brewer. Actually, on my official visit, we probably sat down in his office for about an hour just talking about ball.
Wow.
It was really good. Just kind of hear what his philosophy on offense is, and what they kind of like to do on offense. I mean, it's a great offense. I mean, it's truly like I want to say a great mix between NFL style, but keeping it like a college fast pace. It's kind of simplified more offense. So I really like that about him and how he runs his offense.
You prefer to play a little bit of level of up-tempo football?
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I know a lot of work goes into that to stay in conditioning and that sort of thing to be ready to rock and roll, especially how much you're toting the rock and that sort of thing. All right, what about Manny Diaz, a head coach getting set for his second season? Obviously, CJ, when you're being recruited, you've got your position coach, you've got the coordinators. You got to be, though, in good with the head coach. What's it been like getting to know Coach Diaz?
Coach Diaz, you can just, from the first time I ever met him, I could just tell he was a great guy and he's doing it for the right reasons. I feel like he really does care about his players and he wants what's best for them, but you can also want what's best for them, but want to win too. So I feel like, he's doing some great thing there and that relationship is great. I mean, he loves my parents as well. My parents talk with him and, in my meetings with him, I've had a great conversation. So I just feel like Coach Diaz is in it for the right reasons.
I want to follow up there on your parents. You've mentioned them a couple of times here. How big of a role have they played in your recruiting process and how important has that been to you?
Yeah, so my parents, their goal for me was just to get it down to around 3 or 4 schools and kind of, just let me decide from there. And they felt good about all those schools. And in the end, I think I picked where they wanted me to go. Duke. Obviously the academics speak for itself, but they love Coach Foster as well. So they were a pretty big part of my recruiting process. My parents are smart people, and I feel like they really did want what's best for me.
And I think I hear from all the coaches always talking about the family dynamic within the team itself, but it's also important for the coaches to win over the parents and have a great relationship there. So you think everything is standing well there between the Givers family and Duke football?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's so great to hear. All right, so I do want to continue to talk about this upcoming year that you've got because obviously we don't want to wish away high school too fast. You've got one season left to go before you'll be playing college football. Tell me about some of the goals that you've got this season.
Yeah, the ultimate goal, get that state championship. I feel like we're having a great team this year. Probably the best one since I've been there. So it's gonna be an exciting year. I'm looking forward to it. So now that I'm committed to Duke, I can focus on my senior season, get that ring.
What's the football dynamic like in Roswell, Georgia? How competitive are Friday nights, man?
Oh yeah, it's real competitive. Every single school around us, we don't like each other, so it gets real dirty down there. But it's great competition. I think we're the most dominant in our area, so it's cool.
I love that. When did you start playing football, and was it a sport that you instantly knew that this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in a football house. My dad played football, and we watched football. Turn on the TV every Saturday and Sunday, watching college and the NFL. And so, I've been playing football all my life. I think my first year was first grade. So it's been about 12 years I've been playing football now. So, it's basically, bled into me.
Yeah.
Football, yep.
That's so crazy, all the way since first grade. And so pretty early on, is this, you knew what you wanted to do? Or as you got older, did you realize, wait a minute, I do want to keep playing this past high school?
Yeah. So, when I was younger, I thought I was going to be a baseball player. I feel like most people do, growing up, baseball. But when I got in middle school, kind of playing a little bit, more tackle football, I was like, I kind of like this a little more than baseball. So ended up quitting baseball, and I really, really fell in love with football.
How big has that been, though? Because I've talked to a lot of the recruits in this class, and so many of them, baseball, basketball, some guys wrestling or on the track and field team. For you to be able to kind of diversify the athletics that you were playing, how important was that to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I feel like every kid growing up should play all the sports, try to get out there in all the sports you can, because you want to try out new things. You never know what you might like. And I feel like, it's good to also work out those different muscles, because you're just playing football. You might not be working out the same muscles you are as you're playing basketball. So I feel like you can get all the, really athleticism can build if you're playing all those different sports.
All right, tell me a little bit about those muscles, man, because I know Coach Feely gets after the Duke football team there in the weight room, and obviously that's something that's going to be so important when it comes to strength, when it comes to conditioning, like we talked about up tempo. And then, man, I know year by year you want to get faster and faster. So, what has Duke told you about kind of the strength program, and what are maybe some goals that you've got for yourself?
Yeah, Coach Feely, he's a different man. I mean, I've been all over the country to all these different schools and never met any strength coach like Coach Feely. So I know he'll get us all the players right. I mean, it just speaks for himself, like all the transformations he showed me, everything that he does in the weight room, he does for a reason. I feel like that really is what gets his players better and better. And, my goals is obviously, be able to make the NFL one day. And I feel like he can develop me from physicality standpoint where I can get bigger and stronger and faster to that point.
In the recruiting circuits, you're listed, CJ, 5'11", 195. I mean, is that a number that you want to go up a little bit, or like what conversations are you having with the football staff in that regard?
Yeah, so I think they want me to play around 205 my freshman year, so
Yeah.
gain that weight there, and then, I mean, that should be a pretty easy weight to
Yeah,
put
not
on.
a big difference there. That's good.
No worried about it. Yeah. So yep. And I mean, I'm fine with my height. Running backs these days kind of a little bit on the shorter side, so I got no issues with that.
Yeah, shifty. It's easy to, absolutely a little wiggle to it. I like it. So you mentioned the official visit, and on the official visit, what's been so nice is that you're able to meet kind of future teammates and other guys in the class and that sort of thing. What was that dynamic like?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. My host was Nate Shepard, or other
Yeah.
running back, and I had a great time with him. Really get to bond with him and kind of just see what the Duke players are like. Just hang out around them, and I mean, it would just feel like home. It felt like it was somewhere I belonged because I really felt like those could be my future best friends. So I think that's played a big part into my decision.
All right, what about this class of 2026? Who have you been talking to a good bit and getting to know?
Yeah, Terry Walker. I've been talking to him a lot. The QB. That's my guy. I mean, he did a big part of recruiting me as well. Convinced me a little bit. So it was good talking to him. And I think honestly, we had a good amount of recruits on my official visit that ended up committing, and talking to those guys as well. It's been really cool.
Yeah, I've been hearing that Terry Walker's been recruiting everybody. He's taking notes and trying to like assemble some Avengers or something with this 2026 class.
Yeah, he's getting everybody.
That's awesome, man. Well, as we get ready to wrap up here and you look forward to your future playing college football one day, what's kind of that one big message that you'd like to leave with Duke football fans? What are they getting when CJ Givers puts on that Duke uniform?
They are getting somebody who wants to work hard, will work hard, and that is going to give everything I got for the Blue Devils. I mean, I'm going to go out there and, put my heart and soul on the line. I want to fight, and I'm going to fight for every inch, every yard, and I'm going to go score that touchdown.
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate the time. We'll talk again soon, CJ, okay?
Good. Yep. Thank you.
All right, that's CJ Givers joining us here today on Locked On Blue Devils.